The legal battles surrounding Sean Diddy Combs have intensified, with his attorneys fighting to delay his federal trial as new allegations and victims emerge. Recently, 3 additional victims were added to the case, bringing further scrutiny to Combs' past. Among the most shocking claims are accusations that Combs sexually abused child stars, including Aaron Carter and Justin Bieber, when they were as young as 12 years old. These allegations have reignited public interest in the tragic death of Aaron Carter, with his mother, Jane Schneck, pushing to reopen the investigation into her son's passing. She argues that new evidence suggests his death was not a simple suicide or overdose, raising questions about the circumstances surrounding it. Aaron Carter was found dead in his Lancaster, California, home on November 5, 2022, at the age of 34. The official coroner's report listed his cause of death as an accidental drug overdose, specifically citing Xanax and drowning in a bathtub. However, inconsistencies in the report have fueled speculation of foul play. Notably, the coroner found no water in Carter's lungs, a detail that conflicts with the narrative of drowning. Schneck has publicly challenged the police investigation, alleging it was inadequate and possibly compromised. She has taken the extraordinary step of releasing photos of the bathroom where Carter was found, hoping to draw attention to what she believes was a mishandled case. The images show a bathtub, filled with green water, a towel, clothing items, and what appears to be feces on the floor. Schneck questions why certain items, like the towels, were perfectly placed and points to the absence of Carter's phone near his body as suspicious. Carter was known to be inseparable from his phone, constantly posting online, listening to music, or communicating with others. Yet, when his body was discovered, his phone was found in his car in the driveway, far from the bathroom. This anomaly has raised questions about whether his death was staged to look like an overdose. Schneck alleges that Carter had been receiving death threats in the weeks leading up to his passing, and she believes the police failed to investigate these claims seriously due to his history of addiction and mental health struggles. She has called for a thorough reinvestigation, asserting that the authorities dismissed the case as a straightforward overdose without considering the possibility of foul play. Adding to the controversy, Carter's own statements before his death have resurfaced, painting a troubling picture. Just 2 days prior, he posted a TikTok video claiming his life was in danger. In the video, he alleged that his family, Sony Records, and others were targeting him. He claimed Sony owed him $3.5 million and suggested they were trying to silence him to avoid paying. Carter also mentioned being set up, referencing a welfare check where police allegedly searched his garage for a rope, implying he was suicidal. He pleaded for help to raise $100,000 to relocate to a safe, undisclosed location, stating that his realtor was refusing to sell his house as part of a broader conspiracy to trap him. Tragically, no one acted on his cries for help, and he was found dead shortly after. The timing of Carter's death has also raised eyebrows. It occurred just 1 day after Combs' birthday, prompting speculation about a connection. Videos and posts from Carter's final days have fueled theories that his death may be linked to his interactions with Combs and other powerful figures in the music industry. Carter's mother and others have pointed to his history with Combs, noting that his troubles seemed to escalate after meeting the music mogul. Carter, a child star who sold millions of albums before age 10, was thrust into the elite circles of the entertainment industry at a young age. By 15, he had released 4 successful albums under Jive Records, a subsidiary of Sony Records, which also housed Combs' Bad Boy Entertainment. This overlap placed Carter in close proximity to Combs, one of the most influential figures in music. Allegations of abuse in Carter's life extend beyond Combs. In 2019, Carter revealed on Twitter that his late sister Leslie, who died in 2012, had sexually abused him between the ages of 10 and 13 when she was off her bipolar disorder medication. He also claimed abuse by his first 2 backup dancers at age 8 and by his brother, Nick Carter, throughout his life. These revelations shed light on the trauma Carter endured from a young age, both within his family and in the industry. The abuse, combined with the pressures of fame, led Carter to develop self-destructive habits, including drug use, as a way to cope. Similar patterns have been observed in other child stars, such as Justin Bieber, who has spoken about his own struggles with substance abuse and the dark side of Hollywood. Carter's death shares eerie similarities with other mysterious deaths in the music industry, where individuals with no apparent health issues suddenly pass away under questionable circumstances. Kanye West has added fuel to these theories, alleging that Hollywood is filled with handlers who control and manipulate celebrities. West specifically named Harley Pasternak, a personal trainer who worked with both him and Carter, as one such handler. West claimed Pasternak threatened to sedate him and place him under a conservatorship, and he has suggested Pasternak may have been involved in staging Carter's death to look like an overdose. These claims, while unproven, have amplified suspicions about the circumstances of Carter's passing. The Los Angeles County Coroner's Office, which handled Carter's autopsy, has also come under scrutiny. While the office was the same one that examined other celebrity deaths, the specific medical examiner, Ed Winter, had passed away before Carter's death. However, allegations persist that Combs may have influence over the coroner's office or the Los Angeles County Police, potentially affecting the investigation. Schneck's release of the death scene photos was a direct challenge to the authorities, whom she accuses of rushing to close the case without proper scrutiny. Meanwhile, Combs' legal team is grappling with mounting evidence in his federal case. They recently requested a 2-month delay in his trial, set to begin on May 5, 2025, citing the addition of new charges and evidence in a superseding indictment. The defense argues that the prosecution has been slow to provide discovery materials, hindering their ability to prepare. However, a judge denied the request, noting that Combs is represented by 4 law firms, which should provide ample resources for preparation. Jury selection is expected to proceed as scheduled. One of the most contentious pieces of evidence in Combs' case is a video from March 5, 2016, allegedly showing him violently assaulting his then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, at the Intercontinental Hotel. The footage, obtained by CNN, has been a focal point in the case, with prosecutors arguing it demonstrates Combs' use of force to control victims. Combs' attorneys have filed a motion to exclude the video, claiming it was heavily edited and manipulated to portray him in a negative light. They argue that CNN altered the original 10.5-minute footage into a 48-second clip, speeding it up and presenting it out of sequence. They also claim the original footage no longer exists, rendering the video inadmissible. CNN, however, has denied these allegations, asserting that they possessed the original footage and did not alter it. Prosecutors have promised to provide the original during the trial, and a forensic specialist, Connor McCord, may be called to testify about the video's authenticity. The defense further argues that the video, even if authentic, does not prove Combs is a violent person or support the broader charges of racketeering and sex trafficking. They claim it would unfairly prejudice the jury and confuse the issues at trial. Despite these efforts, the judge has allowed alleged victims to testify under pseudonyms, though Ventura is expected to use her real name. The judge also granted a defense request for outtakes from a Warner Brothers documentary featuring interviews with potential trial witnesses. Beyond the federal case, Combs faces civil lawsuits with disturbing allegations. Joseph Manzaro, a plaintiff in a Florida lawsuit, claims he was drugged, transported against his will, and sexually assaulted at a 2015 freak-off party hosted by Combs. Manzaro alleges the event took place at a property connected to Gloria and Emilio Estefan, where he was forced to wear a penis mask and paraded through rooms filled with jeering guests. He names Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and LeBron James as witnesses to the event, claiming Beyoncé questioned his presence at the party. These allegations, while unproven, add to the growing narrative of systemic abuse within the entertainment industry. The stories of Aaron Carter, Justin Bieber, and others highlight a troubling pattern in Hollywood, where young stars are allegedly exploited and silenced. Bieber, now 31, recently broke down in an interview, expressing concern for Billie Eilish and reflecting on his own traumatic experiences as a young star. He described the industry as a place where impressionable children are manipulated and exposed to predatory behavior. Carter's tragic end, coupled with the ongoing legal battles against Combs, underscores the need for accountability and reform in an industry that has long been accused of protecting abusers.